What's up, y'all? Down South 77 here again, and this is 3 Star Draw. This is my channel where I talk about G.I. Joe classified and classified related things. This is a channel for adult discussion. Sometimes we use some adult words, so don't shoot the messenger. Actually, I'm not the messenger, I'm the one saying the bad words. Anyway, you get my point. So, yesterday was Saturday, and I had some free time and I had some errands to kill. I had to go run some errands, do some shopping for Thanksgiving, and a couple other things I wanted to do. And I figured I was seeing all the new wave hit, and since mine have been delayed through Pulse, I don't know how everybody else gets them, but Pulse can't send them. So I've been seeing people that have seen most all of the new wave showing up at Target, and I thought, it's worth it. I've kind of got to make a semicircle the way I'm going today, and if I go that way, I can hit 2 targets and still end up where I need to be without being too far out of the way. So I did, and the first target that I went to, there really wasn't anything out of the ordinary. They did have Vipra, they had Tiger Force Flint, which in this area we really haven't been seeing them for a long time, but we're seeing them now. So they were there. So like, okay, well, let me go and walk around. I usually check out the rest of the toys. I don't collect really any other lines. I like the Indiana Jones Adventure Series figures, but I don't have them all. I like them and I want to get them all, but Joe takes priority. So I was kind of looking at them, looking at wrestling, and I was looking at the wrestling figures that were on the top shelf before the pegs start, and I was looking at them, and something didn't fit in, and I was like, that's a GI Joe box, and I got to looking, and I picked it up. It was Shockwave, and I looked, and there were four. There were all four Shockwaves from the case on the next aisle over from the Joes. And it's like, how does this happen? And then I realized probably what happened was whoever was stocking them at Target, as is most stores, they've only got so many pegs and so many spaces on those pegs for figures. Well, they tag the figures on the peg, or they tag the end of the peg. As we all know, these up guys all have their own names, they all have their own peg. So what's happening is the stores cannot sell them fast enough to change out the label on the pegs. So they had a peg for Crimson Alley Viper, Flint. I think they had one for Viper. What Dusty still has a peg. So I think what happened was whoever stocked them opened it up and went to put them up and was like, "Oh shit, there's not a peg for Jason Shot. There's not a peg for this guy." So they were like, "Screw it, we got to get this stock out," and they put them back on the shelf. And then they picked them up and they were like, I'm going to take this on the other side so nobody notices. Or some intrepid, not too bright collector come along and he grabbed all four of them, or she, sorry, and took them over to the other aisle to hide them, except they were on the top shelf on that aisle. They were just behind wrestling and turtles. It was right where the intersection of wrestling and turtles is. So there was four shockwaves there. I was like, damn, and I was gonna buy him. I have a shockwave coming. I don't have him yet because Pulse pushed mine back, but I've got one from another source. And so I'm carrying around this shockwave, and I was like, well, they got shockwave. Let me see if they got the other one. So I pulled out my phone and dialed up the old classified group and looked through and searched, and I found the DCPI code. And I actually went and asked an employee if he would check for me if they had either one of those, and it was Hawk and Ripper. And if he would mind, I'd appreciate it. And that guy was like, "Yeah, hang on." And I've actually talked to this guy before. I don't go in Targets very much, but the last time I did this was with the $12 grunts, and it was the same dude. I actually think he's the department manager. So he scanned them, and he's like, "Yeah, shows I have one of those." and scan the next one. Like, yeah, I got one of those too. He's like, hang on, and I'll go grab you one. Like, man, that's awesome. I appreciate it. That's you got to be nice. Some people will do it. Some people won't. I've been lucky, and I've also been unlucky when I've talked to somebody else to do that. I worked at retail for a long time, and doing that on a Saturday while you're working, trying to put stock out, is really cool of that guy to do because he didn't have to do it and he could have just lied to me and told me that they didn't have them or he worked the freight or whatever. So I just thought it was cool of that guy to do. So if you go and you talk to these employees in places like that, just be nice to them. You're not the only person that comes and asks them if they'll do that. Like, I know some of these people are like, oh my God, another one of these collectors. What are these grown dudes doing? We're having fun, damn it, and we want new toys. But you got to be nice about it. So, needless to say, I left Shockwave. He's going to be here this week. But I did get Ripper and I did get Hawk. And we're getting ready to check those guys out. So, just a quick message. It's the holidays. It's crazy. We're getting new stuff. These people are already overworked. So if you do go and you ask somebody that, just be nice. They might hook you up. I got lucky. See y'all next time.